In the studio with us right now, we have two very specialized people who know a lot about allergies and dermatology. Of course, Dr. Boutte, who's been on. How many years you been on now?
Oh gosh, 1990 something.
Yeah, you've been on. You were like one of the originals.
Yeah.
And of course, Dr. Gardner, you've been on with us before too.
Yeah.
Before we go to a question for Dr. Boutte, and then Crash has a question for Dr. Boutte as well. A lot of people have moved to Georgia now and are seeing allergies. But they're thinking that, they never had allergies before, but that's not really the case, is it?
Yeah. I mean, a good number of people who move to Georgia, they may have a history of allergies, but Georgia's a little bit different because the pollen counts get higher simply because the seasons last a little bit longer as well. So the mild winters here in Georgia leads to a pollen season that starts early, usually in about January or February, and it will continue on until May. But then we have a second season that starts in August and will continue on until November. So if you suffer from allergies, really you can suffer for the majority of the year simply because the winters are a little bit cooler here and the pollen counts do get higher here in Georgia.
Phone call for Dr. Boutte, 741-WVE. Hello.
Hey, my question was, I have a few dark spots around my legs and ankles and my arms where I got bit by insects, and they turned really, really dark and hard. So now it's hard to get rid of them. I've tried dark spot removers, and somebody said something about lemon juice and other things, but I'm trying to figure out what can I use in order to get rid of the dark spots.
Well, if you said the dark spots were a little bit firm, that means there probably is some scar tissue that has developed, probably from an aggressive immune response to the insect bite, and you're scratching, you're irritating it. So it may be that you need to see your dermatologist and perhaps get an injection of a cortisone into that, a very dilute injection that would help to soften it and flatten it as well as lighten it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, Dr. Boutte, I got a question for you.
All right.
I went to my dermatologist and did like my little annual checkup and everything. He found something on my back. He removed it. It was like a mole. He removed it. I got a phone call and he said it wasn't cancer, but the cells were moving in a bad direction. So he wanted me to come back. What exactly does that mean?
Okay. So on your back, that's usually a photo exposed area, meaning sun exposed areas, and some moles can react with certain wavelengths of light from the sun and convert the mole where it starts to mutate early on. So you see cells, a pathologist sees cells that are increasingly dividing at a faster rate, and the nuclei are getting, we call it a little larger. The DNA is starting to unravel. That's when you say, okay, a cell is starting to divide atypically, and that's what really makes a mole atypical. And the mole starts to then look funky because the cellular division is kind of losing its inert controls. Okay?
So you're saying I'm a mutant. I'm an X-Man.
Yeah, you're a mutant.
I'm like Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly. That means you need to really start watching closely and having your annual exams, because
Right.
that means you're on your way to potentially having more issues.
826 right now, 826.